What is up? What is up, everybody? What's happening? How's it going, chat? How are we doing today, guys? How are we doing? We are going to be watching a little bit of Rlcs this morning, just to get the ball rolling a little bit. Yeah, that's kind of the plan. That's not what I want. Go on, get. I thought I had a different overlay for this, but maybe I don't. I'm probably just crazy. It wouldn't surprise me. How's everybody doing today? What's happening? What's happening? Haven't been live in a bit. Hope to see everyone dropping in here soon. Today is going to be a pretty chill and unorthodox kind of day. I am planning on doing quite a long stream. I'm going to be doing this, and then I'm going to be switching to... Oh, one second, let me minimize this. Wait, real quick here. Yeah, we're going to be doing this. Wait, one second. What's going on here? I understand why Spotify's being this way. I think I fixed it. Alright. Yeah. We are going to be doing this. Watching a little bit of RLCS. And then later today we are going to be playing a game called Palia, which I have been really enjoying. And I was thinking about streaming it from starting from scratch, but now I've made so much progress in the game because I've been loving it so much. We are just going to jump right into where I'm leaving off at. And if you guys want to see me start from scratch, we can do that. But if you guys also just like seeing me do whatever I'm doing, we can also do that. So you'll have to just let me know. Give me 1 second. It is extremely hot in here, and I'm going to open a window. What is up? What is up? What is up? What's going on, everybody? We're going to jump right into this because I want to get my day started. So, let's watch some Rocket League. You guys aren't allowed to see my face today because I look like shit. Sorry.
Welcome to North America. It's day
sorry,
2
not
of
sorry.
our first qualifier.
Sorry, not sorry.
First split of the 2024 season of the Rocket League Championship Series. We've played through our Swiss. It was some craziness, some long overtime, some great passing plays, some wonderful pop-offs from all of our players, and that's going to continue today as we head into our single elimination bracket. We'll be playing all the quarterfinals before we end today's broadcast. I'm Wade Puck. I got Gibbs and Dazarin, as I did yesterday, but James has joined us, come down from the NRG Control Center, or maybe up from the NRG Control Center at this point. How are you feeling, James?
You don't need to take shots already. Yesterday hurt bad enough. NRG going to so many game 5s, and I mean, and then that Luminosity series, I felt like NRG was playing so much better all day, and then they just ran out of gas in that Luminosity series. But anyway, I'm happy to be here now on the main stream.
It's like, Taz, I gotta say, that's probably a double whammy on James. He had to have
I'm actually really excited for today because
energy is out in round.
I'm late to this one, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty late to it.
Personally,
but
And he has to do
the last one was really good, so I'm hoping that this next one's gonna be good too.
Situation for James Bottle. We love him so much. Chad, give James Bot some love. We appreciate you being here, bud. Let's talk about the season. If you didn't catch the pre-show yesterday, don't worry. We got all the same information for you right here at the top. This is how the season works. We're taking one less split than last season. So 2 splits where you got to get those points early on. No third split to kind of make up at the last moment here. Still 3 online events per split. That leads into an in-person major. But those online splits, those online qualifiers here, each one is going to have the same format. So once you kind of learn the format one time, don't have to go through it and relearn it in future splits. We're playing Swiss into single elim every single time. Now, these broadcasts are going to be happening on Fridays through Sundays.
All right, guys, I'm just doing a little audio check. Make sure my mic quality is good. Make sure the audio going to the desktop capture and my mic is all pretty well developed.
So that will either be right or wrong, as we find out just 2 days later. It's great stuff. It's a wonderful cycle of content. You don't want to miss it here, folks. Lots of wonderful stuff coming down the pipe. And we are currently right there on Saturday, February 3rd. We played through the Swiss yesterday. I mean, Dazrin, what was the prediction you guys had that has already been wrong just because of the Swiss?
Oh, already been wrong. I think some people thought OG would make it top 8. That one was, I think, the biggest shocker. Those guys going out in 3. But also, on a positive note, M80 doing so well.
Hello.
3-0.
Good morning. Top of morning.
They did very dominant. Even in
As
Gen G, it was actually kind of refreshing to see AJ
jacked up the guy likes to say. Really top of morning.
Well, Joris and Nas, who come from EU, to do as well as they did.
I love seeing AJ. I love seeing AJ finally have a team around him again. Hope that continues on here. We'll get to see them play again today. But yesterday, the action was pretty strong here. You know, as much as I love bashing people who have org affiliations, can't really say much bad about Gen G. They popped off yesterday.
That's right.
I think I started watching this the other day and kind of quit. It's because I got busy or something like that. I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but I know I didn't finish it. I know I just barely got started. I think I might have left off like right here.
But First Killer has been a excellent addition.
True. First Killer's been killing it. That's why he's called First Killer. He's been slaying lately.
He said Chronic did fantastic as well. The whole team is locked.
By the way, you guys aren't allowed to laugh at my hair today because I'm not even ready for the day yet, if I'm being honest.
With their performance. Of course, like I said, they took that loss down to M80, but besides that, I mean, Gen G were firing on all cylinders.
And Appjack put up like 1.2 goals per game, just doing fantastic. First Killer with all the assists. A lot of great bump plays coming out of a Gen G squad. But OG, it was a tough first round matchup, but they could not recover after that going 0-3. They had 2
Dude, my
really hard
eye
matchups. Them and then Dignitas
is like so dry right now.
Then going to Pirates on the boat, you expect them to bounce back.
Give me like 1 second here, guys. Let me like right inch my eyes out or something like that.
Result. And then we move on, and we get to G2 Stride. So it's our first look in the Rlcs at this brand new team. Daniel and Beast Mode coming over. Comic, everyone is saying that they are a top 2 team in North America, and they can challenge the best in the world. But their first round went to Game 5 versus a team that they should have handled a little bit cleaner.
But, you know, I'm going to just hop in here for a little bit, though.
Sure,
For some reason, Luminosity always gives G2 a hard time. I even saw it with the draw in the offseason. I think it's just how the playstyles match up. Luminosity just matches up pretty well against G2. So I think G2 is never going to have an easy time against Luminosity, even though the floor for G2 is much higher than the floor for Luminosity, I would say.
And to quote Spaceman and Corelli, like games 2 and 3 for Luminosity, they were clipping on G2. They were clipping hard. Then G2 had to battle back down 2-1 in the series. Their offense got going. 5 goals for Atomic throughout the series. Beast Mode and Daniel both put in 4. It's a 3-headed monster there on G2, and they go through 3-0.
Yeah, and SSG also making it through. They ended up playing Rebellion, and Rebellion had a very interesting run going all the way to round 5, where they ended up taking the win against Snowmen. That win even 5 games, just as this series did. You can see just the peaks and valleys for Rebellion over their Swiss performance. I mean, even going up 2-0 against Space Station Gaming, I was ready to turn the stream off saying, okay, they have this in the bag, but SSG battled back. They took the win in Game 3 overtime, and then they ended up taking this series in the round 4 high matches here. Space Station Gaming, with the addition of Chicago, has looked really good. We saw them struggle against G2 in the round 3 high matches, only taking game number 1, but they know what they need to do to kind of get things back in form for playoffs.
And I was actually a little bit surprised at how Rebellion performed. I think it's good that they made top 8. but I expected a lot more of them, especially after this offseason, seeing how dominant two-piece and parts were in pretty much every offseason tournament. And then adding Justin in, they looked like they were going to continue to improve. So I was a little bit shocked that they did struggle, but hey, they're still in this big dance.
And that leads us to this bracket. We'll be playing the quarterfinals today. We'll be playing them from bottom to top. So first game on the day will be Dignitas versus Pirates. You can see we got kickoff for that in 22 minutes and 10 seconds up there in the top corner. We'll be playing the semifinals and grand finals tomorrow, crowning the winner of our first qualifier at the end of tomorrow's broadcast. But 4 matches. Gonna be an exciting one here. I mean, James, is there one match in particular you're most excited for?
Honestly, I am really excited for, well, I think you would say G2 Luminosity, really, to see
Guess
how they
who's
match up.
back?
They tango, it seems like there's fireworks. And Luminosity does have that upset power over G2. So I think that's going to be a really interesting match to watch, especially with the implications on a bracket.
Pour coffee. I'll be right back.
Looking at that match are saying, please, Luminosity, beat them. Please take G2 out of it. We would much prefer to have one less ultimate contender. G2, I think, for a lot of pros, is that top team in North America.
I mean, Gibbs, I feel like this is, with it being single elimination, you can't lose. There's so much more value in the thing that James was saying during the highlights of, like, if a team like Luminosity really has the number of G2, a matchup like this is terrible for G2 fans.
Yeah, and not only that, small format change for us is North America goes from 5 major spots to 4. But that is huge for North America, huge for these quarterfinals. If you want to be on pace to make that major, you have to win today, and then hopefully just get as many points as you can, make that grand finals push. So very important day throughout all these 3 qualifiers. So no matter where you land in the bracket, people will say there's an easy draw here or there. It does not matter. Show up on the day and get these wins.
I'm thinking back. Thinking about the Shopify versus Space Station match. I was thinking about that.
Hello. Guess who's back again. It's your boy.
3. You talked about them getting the
Punch
one goal
one
in game 3 to, like, kind of
I didn't know where to take that, if I'm being honest.
That one goal came 4 minutes into an overtime. That's how close that was to being a Shopify Rebellion sweep. Shopify faced off against
Priscilla,
AD
if you're
today,
still here,
guys,
thanks
right?
for dropping by.
Space Station have to get through
If
Gen G
not,
to get the rematch
still
there,
thanks for
but
dropping by.
still,
Appreciate you.
Who knows how that one would go if we were to see a rematch of that in the semifinals?
Yeah, I mean, looking forward to the Shopify M80 series. I think that they understand what they need to clean up. My concern is kind of play style adjustment.
We got a good game to start it off. We got Dignitas and Pirates on a boat. They both played really good the first day, so it should be good.
And I think that's exactly what M80 are capable of doing. I mean, we see how mechanical they are on the ball. They can keep the ball and possession on someone's half for an extended amount of time. It's going to be really up to Rebellion doing their prep work going into this matchup to prevent that, but of course, that's why we play the games.
All right, Wave, I got one piece of trivia for everyone here. I'm going to ask James here, though. I'm going to put him on the spot. How many teams last year when we did this in the fall split, when they went 3-0 on day 1, made it to a grand finals? So out of the 3 qualifiers, or 3 regionals. Yes, North America
First split?
Yeah, first split, fall with Swiss, going 3-0. How many do you think matter?
Gen G really struggled in Swiss, remember?
Yeah,
Am I correct on that, guys?
I think so. I think NRG actually did pretty well in Swiss.
Gen G slayed. I think first and second game.
I'll say one.
I think they got beat out last game. I can't remember.
Teams that went 3-0 in Swiss has made it to a grand final last year, and only one
Damn.
time ever
Holy
in
shit.
the past 2 years.
So
has
Gen
the
G is
3-0
looking like
team
they're good then, because they didn't go
actually
3-0, but they were
won the event.
close.
So we talk about day 1, we talk about these recaps of who's hot.
They're looking
who's
good then,
not.
if that's
But
what they're
at the
going
end
by
of the
then.
day, when we get to a brand new day in Rocket League, it normally does not matter. It's a brand new day for all these teams. Sure, it's a 1 versus 8 seed, but you have to show up every single day, and we know with these pros,
That's just how it is. I mean, you always gotta
I just also
be grinding.
push back on the specific stat pool you gave us because it included this crazy Gen G team that would struggle in the
but that's
Swiss,
only
and
one
then
half of the
always,
grand finals.
that's
though,
but
too.
that is half. That's
I like the abbreviation of Pirates on a boat. POAB.
He's almost doing us a favor
POAB
on
is
that.
such a
It kinda
dope
narrows down the
abbreviation.
answer a little bit, so.
That does, for sure. Well, before we move on from yesterday, there was some great plays we had. James Bott, take us through the top 3.
All right, there was some fantastic team plays yesterday, and we're going to start out with the number 3 play on the day. This was SSG with Chicago
Oh, Hawkser.
trying to put pressure on. You can see the pressure was building too much. And Park, he just tried to clear it out, ended up hitting it right over to Chicago. And you love that fake out of Chicago too to set up the whole play.
Yeah, right over to Chicago.
The number 3 play. Let's move on to number 2. This is number 2. This is a Dignitas passing play. Evo gets bumped, stays in the play, goes for the tap, even tries to clear the goal line, but the pass back to the middle was so perfect. Gyro was just going to be able to slot that no matter what. Arsenal has fit right
such a good bump
to this squad, and Gyro late addition has been perfect as well. But this was by far and away the best play of the day.
Who was this?
One play, the passing from Luminosity out
Luminosity, Jesus Christ.
Stays upfield, goes off the ceiling.
Oh, wait, I think I actually did see this one. Oh my god, that is nasty, bro. That is so disgusting. What the fuck?
When they are playing at their peak, they are maybe the most electric team in North America.
Dude, I won't. Oh, dude, one second.
One play was well deserved.
Oh fuck, that's the audio. I don't want to do that. Let's go back and look at that fucking goal explosion.
And that peak and the Luminosity out of this world.
That goal explosion looks sick. I want it.
Goes off the ceiling, gets a dime from Magic Bear, returns the favor over.
Is that the one they've always had?
Cheese has an easy
is that last year's? That is a sick decal. Or a sick goal explosion. Yeah, I'm putting that on my fucking car like tomorrow. Like not tomorrow, yesterday.
Beautiful.
That shit is dope looking. I want to do that color scheme more. I found a dope decal. I'm gonna turn this down while they're just kind of chit chatting. We'll talk to chat for a bit. I found a dope decal the other day on TikTok. Let me try to find who it was. I followed him, and pretty good content too. I like his content. He's really funny. They have really good content. But let me see if I can't find it real quick. Oh, BT Dubs, by the way, guys, if you haven't already, go to the TikTok, follow me, like the videos. Really appreciate it. Let me see if I cannot find it.
Before we get into this pro power ranking chart, I want to ask you guys where you think some teams.
I don't think I'm gonna find it, if I'm being honest with you.
I'll give each person one team.
I think it's if I go to my inbox, I can find it.
Is gonna land on these pro power rankings.
I'm pretty sure he responded or liked it or something.
I'm gonna guess 8.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the name is a little sketchy wetchy. Go to Milkers on TikTok. No, it's called Dr. Milkers. Yeah, all common spelling.
Yeah, I would probably say like right in the middle.
He is so funny. He's actually hilarious. I like a lot of his content. But yeah, he has these dope fucking decals, man.
You're really kind for that. Honestly, I think I've seen a lot of slander on NRG, especially on Twitter. I think some teams might not even put them in a top 10. I think if they are on the list, they are probably at number 9 or number 10. Okay. So that's right.
James, you win this one. But before we get to the actual list, who is number 1? I'm going to give you all a guess.
G2. I feel like everyone.
Gen G.
Oh, okay. They both took G2 and Gen G.
Oh. 1 second, guys.
I'm curious what you think is better, Wave. I mean, it's probably G2.
Well, right now, after yesterday, I'd go with Gen G. I'm going to go with Gen G.
Oh, you're still going with Gen G. Okay, well, you're all wrong about number 1. Bring up the list production. Let's take a look at this pro rankings. It's a tie for first.
I'm gonna check out this Discord real quick here.
That's not how that works.
It's a tie for first.
I was gonna say 4 OG, but
so we had 12 entries, and every single team put either 1 or 2 was Gen G or G2. So it just went back and forth. But obviously, there's 1 extra list or 2 extras where there's no entry there because those teams could not rank themselves. But tie for number 1. Then we move down the list, and I think a few things here will point out. OG, the pros thought that they were going to be a major team, a top 4 team, and they went 0-3. And then a quick note on the back half of this list. So I asked for 1 entry from everyone. So Mist, he put it in for Energy, and then Garrett G put it in a list after. And he put 2 teams at number 10. One of them was the Muffin Men. So I technically put them in as an honorable mention, but obviously Garrett G and the love for Squishy. That's why he's there.
That's a cool and all gives, but can I ask you to, in front of the honorable Wave Punk,
sure.
Amend your statement on us not getting it right?
No, tied for first is different. Tied for first.
That is not
Gibbs
true.
trivia. This is how it works.
Objection. Wave puck. We were right.
We were right, yeah. As
I
far
wonder
as
if this
can
guy
tell,
knows his
the-
fucking
the
Discord link doesn't
here,
work.
the GE, technically
Couldn't be me, quite honestly.
So they put
Could
GE
not be
number
me.
one. I'm saying, I think a win is a win.
One
A
other-
win is a win.
My Discord link works.
Okay, well,
It's an
I think
honor
Jin
series.
Ji's right where
My Discord link works. Just want to say that.
I am
Go ahead,
actually
Jake.
shocked that people put M80 so low. Did
Yeah.
The fuck's new in this shop?
And I saw Roland
Oh,
tweet about
piss
it
off.
yesterday. He just
Trying to
said,
sell me shit.
"You players come over here and show us how big the divide really is."
Marcus, get out of there.
International transfers, man.
I was wondering what the hell that sound was.
Every time.
Did they
And
give any,
they
like,
beat a North
reasons?
American team in Gen G, because now they're 2/3 North American.
What in the fuck is wrong with this guy's goddamn Discord?
And takes them down, so it's just the way it is. It's the way of life.
Did they
One
give-
other
did-
small note here, real quick. Wave Pirates, they're ranked
Yeah.
10 because.
Oh
MA
shit,
is
I
the
actually
only
want to look at
team
this.
to
Average rank according to the pros? Oh, these are top 10. So is 10 best? Or is 1 best? I'm guessing 1's best. So if that's the case, G2 and Gen... Okay. Oh, these are already listed top 10. Duh. Yeah, that's looking good to me. Energy should be much lower. They haven't won a fucking game. I think they won 1 game against a bunch of scrubs. And that's it. Energy's fucking garbage, man. They're so bad. They're in fucking shambles, man. They shouldn't even be on the rosters anymore, if I'm being honest with you. They need to reset, reevaluate, and just shut down their fucking org for a bit. And just figure out what the fuck they've been doing wrong. Because they've been nothing but ass for the last, like, 2.5, 3 years, man. Nothing but straight garbage. Getting dumped on by the worst of the worst teams. And it's fucking hilarious. I love NRG, but get your fucking shit together. That shit's embarrassing. Y'all did a full-ass roster change and still can't win a game. Y'all might want to figure out your fucking training program. Because whatever you're doing just is not fucking working. At all. Alright, chat. I am back. Alright, unpause this.
They were very kind. So I included their 10th thing, and that was Pirates. And obviously, we all love the Chiefs, so we're going to add them anyway. But, yeah, so they're the only team to technically have a full top 10. That's why Pirates just barely make that list. But they're in the top 8 here, so they're proving everyone wrong.
Did any of the teams give you like any commentary?
I was gonna do something and I forgot what it was.
I didn't ask that. There was some weird ones, like M80 we talk about. There was actually one team that did not rank them at all in their top 10, which was pretty surprising. The highest they got was a 4, and that was only by one team. So most teams did not like M80. But for the most part, like a lot of teams like Omelet, we didn't see this weekend. They lost out like in the qualifiers, but they got ranked by 4 teams, so they got a place on that list as well. So even the pros, like we always talk about that we don't know anything up here, but sometimes the pros don't know anything
And
either.
honestly, to be fair, I'll say, you know, I did act a little shocked about M80, but Jorius does have a history of getting to these, you know, single elimination stages. You're getting late in the tournament, and he does not rise to the occasion. So that is, I mean,
True.
that could still be an entirely
Very, very
just like
true.
you said before, you know, just because you go 3-0 in Swiss doesn't mean that you're going to make it deep in the tournament. So I think there's actually going to be a lot of pressure here on M80, and one of the maybe the most interesting team to watch, considering how this team was put together. It's going to be really interesting to see if they can make it past this first round.
I also feel like there is a certain value that we've always kind of known but doesn't get called out very much, and just name recognition when it comes to all of these teams that aren't the teams you're regularly screaming in a day. When you're talking about the teams like Plot Twist, you know, Deleted, like Pirates, like Omelet, when you look at the roster and you say, do I know these names? if you know more of them than fewer of them, you're going to put the team higher, you know? So a team like Omelet that's got like Percy and Zanil and these names that the players are maybe more familiar with from previous seasons of RLCS, I'm like, oh yeah, that's probably going to be a good team, right? But it doesn't actually come from having played or being able to actually like articulate what the players are doing on the pitch, which is just a very difficult thing to do in Rocket League. So even the pros struggle with it. You're absolutely right, Gibbs. What a fascinating list, though. I'm excited to see how that list ages as this split goes on.
Because obviously this is only one tournament and things are going to change. We already talked about like 3-0 teams normally don't even win this
right.
So that list will change drastically even through today. So
yeah, I was going to say, based on today, that list sucks. just in general.
It's hard. It's hard to make a top 10 list. I know everyone always rags on everyone's a top 10 list. We saw it on First Touch. So it's very difficult. And
that's why I'm getting my get back. Like,
I was doing something that I forgot.
I'm getting like a lot less.
I'm distracted right now.
Okay?
My bad, guys.
Just aim it at me.
One note that I want to put out, the pros are very high on Space Station. Most teams rank them third. There was a couple 4s and 5s out there, but for the most part, Space Station was 3. We saw G2 and Gen G. They had all the 1s and 2s, but the pros really like this Space Station squad, so we'll see if that continues throughout these playoff brackets. But so far, Space Station has looked very, very good. They went 3-1. They lost to a top 2 team in G2. So far, the pros are pretty correct on, I would say, the top 3 outside of M80, because we'll see how they do. But yeah, the top 3 seems pretty solid so far.
Where was Luminosity again?
Luminosity was 8th.
6th? 8th? Wow.
Right behind M80. So Dig and Rebellion actually tied for 5th. So that one's really, really close for those major spots. But there was a big gap. Like after that tie for 5th, like it moved down 2.2 places in rank to the M80 squad. So not only is M80 down there, they're also kind of like a tier below. Most teams didn't think that they were that good compared to the top 6 or so teams. So there's a little bit of gap.
On today's bracket, by the player power rankings, the top matchup is Gen G versus Space Station.
Yep, absolutely. That'd be 1 versus 3. Well, tied for 1st and 3.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like in fairness to the players, we should also make a power rankings, the 4 of us, and then compare it at the end of the split and see whose power ranking holds up better.
Well, that was too late. We have too much data.
Yeah,
I mean, we could take first.
We're getting too many lists at this point.
No,
guys.
let's just do first touch.
We got the flop 20. We got the FT top 10. We got the pro power rankings. Then we're gonna have the Death 10. I don't know what to do with all these lists.
That is a good. Maybe we should do it at the end of the season, though, or not at the end of the season. Split Gibbs is for like our last pre-show. Take all the preseason power rankings and see which list
see how bad they are. Yeah,
we don't have one, but if we could take the first touch one, take like the shift one, take like the pro one. That'd be fun.
Absolutely, yeah. But it was fun. But I just want to thank like all the pros who put in their list because it was optional. I just DM'd them on Twitter. I'm like, hey, like if you have time, but pretty much everyone like put one in. So I was very happy about that. And we get to see what scrims are like, I guess, because this is all based on them playing each other every single day. We only get to see them once in a while, like in tournaments. So this is probably more accurate. And maybe that'll change your predictions throughout this bracket now that you know where the pros rank these teams.
And really, I also think it just goes to show you how ruthless this format is. When because it's very possible that OG is good enough to make the majors. I've even seen it in some of the off-season tournaments. But with the double elimination into Swiss, you have a bad day, and you're just out of it. And that's competition. I get it. It's competition.
But that still is like. So it's weird because, like, I would be like, okay, like, if they went 2-3, sure, but they went 0-3.
But also, look, they played
rough.
Gen G and Dignitas in the first 2 rounds. Those are very, very difficult for the 1-2 rounds. And I think the Pirates on a Boat is the biggest surprise because, NRG was actually able to reverse sweep Pirates on a Boat. But Pirates on a Boat, I mean, it was 3 quality wins back to back to back. I think one team we didn't really talk a lot about was TSM. That's a huge deal. TSM coming in picking up the old Haybro team. I think Haybro was maybe the prime example of the North American bubble. If you grind and you work hard and you perform, you can get out and you can break through. TSM comes back into the scene, picks them up. And that was a team Pirates on a Boat beat. They beat OG, then TSM, and then young whippersnappers who looked quite good yesterday as well. So I think it's going to be really interesting. I think OG, that 0-3 is not as bad to me as it just might look at first glance, looking at who they actually had to play.
Yeah.
That is some really solid copium for the OG fans who woke up and are hate watching the broadcast this morning. Like, in terms of actual hopium, like what actually went wrong for OG yesterday, and what can they do over the course of this week to make sure it doesn't happen again in qualifier number 2?
I feel like it's a mentality thing for them. I think, you know, the pros from the list, they held them in a high regard. I believe they all themselves held themselves in a high regard. I think that James is right. The first round matchups were tough for them, right? You go up against a Gen G squad. They look really good. A lot of people haven't seen them play, but from scrims, everybody knew that Gen G looked really well. Then Dignitas, the second round, going into this event, Dignitas in the offseason was dominating everybody. So that's a tough second round matchup for them too. And then you go to this third match, and then you're down 0-2, and you're going up against Pirates on a boat, and you're thinking, how did we get here? We couldn't even, really be like competitive. We're supposed to be one of the best teams. This is what I was saying on First Touch. This is exactly what I meant.
Yeah.
They are supposed to be a top major contending team. I feel like they just got into their own heads.
Yeah, no, we'll see how they move forward here, folks, but we do got to talk about the teams that did make it to today, and particularly that one that's kicking off here in 4 minutes. We got M80 versus Rebellion coming up at the end of the day. Gen G versus Space Station will be right before that. G2 and Luminosity will be after the match we're about to have for you guys to kick things off for our bracket. Dignitas taking on the Pirates on the boat. That boat's important, folks. You got to put the Pirates on the boat.
It's on the boat now.
On the boat, folks. They own it. They are the captains now. These are your teams. These are your rosters.
And one big name that's popping out right now is Achieves. Obviously, Achieves had to look for something else to do this coming season, and fortunately was able to land a coaching position on Pirates on a Boat. And I think a lot of people weren't really expecting Pirates on a Boat to make it to this point. And one of those other big names on there is Andy. Andy, who has been around for a long time, made a major on Dignitas.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people continue to discount Andy. And so, like, to me, I look at that Pirates on a Boat team, and it's, to me, filled with just players who were discounted, and people didn't have a lot of faith in them, and they truly do.
While you guys are watching this, I'm going to be doing something on the side. So just give me a minute.
And a win here against Dignitas would be, as one, I think it's going to be incredibly difficult because Dignitas has been playing so incredibly well.
Why is it going to a black fucking screen?
It's going to be difficult, but you're looking at
Okay. Okay. You can stop that now.
Arsenal and Gyro coming in.
I am just going to
Evo, the player who remained from the roster,
do that.
Here, but this is a big story for Andy. We'll talk about him in a second, but Dignitas really coming out strong out of the gates. They've been trying for years at this point, Gibbs, to get back to that level of competition.
Well, there ain't no way it's actually capturing it like that.
In Rocket League, this is one of the most storied organizations in Rocket League history.
Oh, that is garbage.
Honestly,
Why is it doing that?
For the first time, this is a roster I think could actually do it.
But at the same time, like,
That is so fucking dumb. That is terrible. Why in the fuck does it do that? That is so stupid. Why can't, okay, out of the grand fucking wiseness and grand fucking knowledge of these fucking developers that make these streaming platforms, why can't you make something that automatically connects to the fucking window that you were displaying? We have window capture, but it captures the entire thing. Why has nobody yet thought, hey, maybe we should make something that directly connects to the fucking footage, and only the fucking footage that is being shown, not the fucking stuff on the side? Why has nobody thought about that? Why are we so unintelligent? Anyways, let's keep watching.
And on paper, I think most people didn't see